Hello and welcome to Money Mondays. This is Vigil, your International Women's Empowerment Business Coach, and we are talking about some great things today in our weekly Money Mondays program. I'm really excited for you to join us, and let's jump into it. So, Money Mondays was created because I really wanted to talk to women about how we are managing, maintaining, and growing our financial standing. So many of us continue to uh, go through the motions of managing money just sort of by the seat of our pants. And what I really am trying to infuse into phenomenal women who are really wanting to build a better life for themselves, for their families, is it starts with the basics. It starts with understanding how to create a personal budget, how to plan for an emergency fund, how to understand your credit score. How do you optimize your 401k? What are the important aspects to investing? So, those are just a small handful of the many topics that we plan on covering in the top 100 ways that we are trying to encourage you to manage, maintain, and grow your financial standing. We are on number 6, I believe. So we are going to be talking about IRA types and benefits. So let's jump in to what this is all about. So the mission and the vision for the Empowerment Empire, and particularly therapeutic empowerment, which is our coaching arm to the organization, is our vision is to empower women and their voices by encouraging expression, by setting goals and defining pathways to put yourself first. My goal as your coach is to work with you to help you put yourself first by working through past disappointments, working through past traumas, setbacks, and be willing to be done with always putting ourselves last. Our focus of therapeutic empowerment is to help women address specific barriers, emotionally heal, mentally energize, and embrace your inner strengths. So, to do this, we provide a judgment-free zone, an empowering safe space, and by listening to your concerns, customizing a success plan, and coaching you all the way through it. One of my most favorite things to do with women is to ask you, what is your life plan? Have you thought about that lately? Have you actually sat down and written what your life plan looks like? So it's one of the first things that we do when you start working with the Empowerment Empire. And so many women have been talking to me about how they are not managing their money the way in which that they would really like to. So I thought, why don't we just start talking about it? Why don't we start talking about 100 different ways that you can manage your money? 100 different ways that you can learn how to invest, that you can learn about understanding credit scores, understand how to teach your kids about money, understand salary negotiations. There are so many nuances of understanding wealth and building and financial management that I thought, let's just start with all of these topics. Let's bring in women who are really interested in talking also about money and about removing the stigma or removing the fear that as women we are not supposed to be understanding our financial situation. So starting the podcast Money Mondays was really very close to my heart because I wanted to be able to encourage you and talk to you just about basics, and then have special guests come on and talk about their experiences as wealth management professionals or estate planning professionals or finance professionals or accountants and all the like. So you'll see special guests here and there coming on and joining us to talk about their expertise to continue to empower you to being open, to asking the questions about how do you make this next move. I'm always asking questions of my friends who are investing or who are bankers or realtors, like, what do you think about this? How did you get involved in this? Because there are so many of our sisters in arms who work in sectors that help to build their financial knowledge, that if we just sort of stay in our lanes, then we don't get to have a broad idea of what some of our options are. So hopefully Money Mondays will bring together so many phenomenal women where we start normalizing truly talking about growing, maintaining, and managing our own financial standings. So I'm going to jump into sharing my screen on the Money Mondays program. So if you go to women'sempowermentcoach.us, you'll see right here is the main website, and you will be able to download all of these workbooks. So there will be one for each podcast that is specific to our topic at hand. So this one, let's scroll all the way down. This one is 5. So next week, actually, we'll be doing IRA types and benefits. So let's jump in to this guy right here. 401k optimization. So fun, so sexy, I know, but you have to understand. You have to understand and learn and know to make sure that when you are talking about your retirement program, that you know what it means. You know what you're talking about. So 401k optimization is essentially making your retirement savings work harder for you. 401k optimization refers to strategically managing your company-sponsored retirement plan, like a 401k, a 403b, or a 457, to maximize your retirement savings potential and to ensure you're on track for a comfortable future. There are so many elements to managing your 401k that you have to give yourself the opportunity to just to learn, to try and see what is it that you can do in such a simple way, so that you are able to take advantage of every opportunity. So let's get back to the screen that we're sharing. Okay, so key elements of your 401k optimization consist of understanding your plan. So get familiar with the investment choices available in your plan and any associated fees that you will be paying. Maximize your contributions. Find out what is your maximum IRS allowable contribution for each year as you move forward from here on out, and contribute as much of that as possible, if not contribute the actual maximum. So for 2025, when we are recording this program, the IRS set annual contribution limits to $23,500 for those under 50 and $31,000 for those 50 and older, including catch-up contributions. You pull up fidelity.com, look into an article called 401k Financial Wellness. Here's a link right at the bottom of this page. You could download this workbook from women'sempowermentcoach.us. Right now, it's already there. So understand your plan, maximize your contributions. Top 2 things. Then consider the following strategic investment choices. Assess your risk tolerance and time horizon. So how risky do you feel like you can be with your money in the time that you have from now until the day that is that you want to retire? Younger investors might opt for more aggressive options because you'll have more time in the end to catch up if you happen to lose. While those closer to retirement might want to choose a more conservative investment to minimize the market volatility risks. So market volatility risks are the market goes up and down based on a number of factors. If you are closer to retirement, you don't want to risk so much of your bottom line that you may not have enough time to make up because you're at the latter end of your life, the latter part of your life. Younger investors have more time until they intend to retire, so they have an opportunity to really, play a little bit with the volatility in the market. Diversify your portfolios. Spread your investments across different asset classes like stocks, bonds, and cash equivalents, and types such as domestic or international in various sectors to reduce your risk. Target date funds offer a convenient way to diversify and automatically rebalance your portfolio as you approach retirement. So consider that. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify your portfolio. Choose different options. If you're not sure about how to get deeper into this conversation, go and speak with an investment professional. You can get recommendations from your local bank. You can get recommendations from your local financial planner. Anybody within the wealth management industry will be able to help you devise a pathway to finding the best financial advisor for you. I have helped several clients work out how to locate the best financial advisor for them based on their own particular situation. So, speaking of advisors, there will be costs, maybe not necessarily to having, a conversation or a consultation, but if you hire them to manage portfolios for you, there will be costs to that. So just be aware. So you can minimize other fees. Be aware of the fees associated with funds in your 401k plan, and when possible, choose options with lower fees. Ongoing 401k account management tips to consider. Monitor and rebalance. Regularly review your portfolio's performance and adjust your investment mix. Rebalance as needed to maintain your desired asset allocations. Consider professional guidance. If you're unsure about managing your 401k tools like the 401k Optimizer, which I love, which you can find over at either like Howard Capital Management is where I got some of my information, as well as Fidelity, as well as Charles Schwab are some of the big places where I always go for information. Consider taking a look. You never know what you can find, what you will learn, and how it will influence the way that you are allowing your 401k to be managed. So to quickly review, optimizing your 401k involves a multifaceted approach to maximizing your retirement savings and ensuring long-term financial security. Let's say that again. Optimizing your 401k involves a multifaceted approach to maximize your retirement savings and ensure a long-term financial security. Don't put all of your eggs in one basket. Consider when you want to retire, talk to a financial professional to make sure that your money is being managed as appropriate as possible. You're going to maximize your contributions. You're going to aim for high contribution rates. While your employer matches are important, try to contribute at least 10 to 15% of your salary, including the employer contribution. Maximize the annual contribution limits. The IRS sets the limits for maximum annual contributions. So for 2025 is $23,500, and it's increasing to $31,000 for those 50 years of age and older. There are even higher limits for individuals aged 60 to 63 due to a Secure 2.0 Act, which you can look into. Also, as we talk about in some of the next conversations about IRA types, consider Roth IRA 401k options. These accounts offer tax-free withdrawals in retirement, providing tax diversification. Check out another website called NerdWallet. I like NerdWallet because I can get so much financial information there, and I can also fact check everything that I'm finding. They were giving me a lot of great information in regards to catch-up contributions. So if you have a larger catch-up, you can have additional contribution limits. Read all about that at nerdwallet.com. I really enjoyed reading what I had about them. And as I am a business development and professional development life coach and empowerment coach for women. I am not a financial advisor. So these are pieces of information that I am gathering so that I can share with you. So you start to let these things sort of roll around in your brain and get you yourself interested and curious so that you can then reach out to a financial planner and say, hey, I heard on the Money Mondays podcast about these different options of diversifying my financial portfolio and my retirement portfolio. So what can I do? Here's where I'm at. This is where I'd like to go. What do I need to do to get there? It's literally devising a financial roadmap for your retirement. So you're diversifying your portfolio, align your investments with your risk tolerance and your time horizon. Consider target date funds. These automatically adjust their asset allocation to become more conservative as you approach your target retirement date, offering more of a convenient hands-off approach. Review and rebalance regularly. Periodically review your investment mix and rebalance your portfolio as needed to maintain your desired asset allocation. Minimize fees and expenses where you can, and consider tax-efficient strategies like a Roth 401k if that is available to you. Explore the various rules and regulations that you may be subject to based on your location and where you're at. So also, don't cash out your 401ks early. Resist that temptation to withdraw money from your 401k before retirement to avoid penalties and taxes. Many 401ks will allow you to do a loan that you pay yourself back with interest. So if that's an option for you, then definitely consider that as opposed to a cash out. Always seek professional guidance. If you consult a financial advisor to help tailor a strategy that will align with your individual financial situation and your goals, you will be much more, I think, prepared and informed to make the right decisions based on your own situation. I'm going to stop the sharing. And remember that when you download the notebooks, there are spaces for notes. So pull up your documents, download them from women'sempowermentcoach.us. I am scrolling through this one for the 401k optimization is 27 pages. There's all kinds of information about the Empowerment Empire, the books that I have written that are all about empowering women and young girls and helping you become more confident, understanding that knowledge is obtainable to you, especially in our modern era, that there is nothing that you cannot find out by doing your research, fact-finding what you find, using things like generative AI to start developing your own knowledge bank of the financial world that you live in particular. Our next set of conversations are going to be really fun. We are going to go over the IRA types and Roth IRA versus a traditional IRA, and then we're going to be talking about investing. So we're going to start with investing for beginners. Then we're going to talk about reducing expenses. We're going to talk about life insurance options, and we're going to touch base on that topic again of teaching and talking to our kids about money. I just got a great new book called Investing for Kids Activities to really fold into that teaching kids about money and investing basics conversation. So I'm really excited about that. I hope that you have all had a fun, brief introduction into this Money Mondays podcast program. I'm Vigil, your International Women's Empowerment Business Coach, and that is it for today's Money Monday program. I look forward to seeing you next week. If you think you might want to be a guest and share your expertise in the world of wealth and financial management, please reach out to me at women'sempowermentcoach.us. You can also find me on LinkedIn at Miss Vihil, MSVIHIL. And I look forward to seeing you again really soon.